Namaskar. I welcome you all for 5 days online workshop on English communication skills from 15th July to 19th July 2020, organized by Department of Lifelong Learning and Extension, PG Diploma in English Communication Skills of Sant Gadige Baba Amravati University, Amravati, in collaboration with Lokmanya Bapuji Ane Mahila Mahavidyalaya Yavatmal and Professor Ram Meghe College of Engineering and Management, Badnera. Today, on the first day of the workshop, I am Dhananjay Devladkar, Associate Professor, Department of English, Government Vidarbha Institute of Science and Humanities, Amravati. The topic which I am going to deal with is learning English as a second language. My talk is divided into 3 parts. The first part will deal with what is the second language and why it is essential to learn English. The second part will deal with difficulties learners face acquiring English language in special reference to Maharashtra and India. And the third part of my talk will deal with how to overcome these difficulties and acquire English language. Let us start with the first part. Now the question comes, how English is a second language or a foreign language for Indians. There are number of terminologies used by the language teachers all over the world. The first language, that is the native language, mother tongue. Obviously, the language which we use from our birth onwards, the language used by our parents, the society, the surrounding. When we talk about Maharashtra, we think that Marathi is our mother tongue. But that is the language we have learned from our childhood. In India, as being a multilingual country, number of languages have been spoken in the different parts of our country. Yet, English has had its own importance. There are a number of reasons why English becomes one of the important languages in the world. We will not go into detail of that language politics per se, but it is very essential to learn English because not it is the great language, because most of the disciplines of knowledge are available in English. Any Indian student who wants to do law, medicine, engineering, management, all these branches of knowledge are easily available in English language. It is a lingua franca. Now what is lingua franca? Lingua franca is a language that bridges the gap between two linguistic groups. For example, a Maharashtrian goes to Kerala, he doesn't know the language of that particular state. A person from Kerala doesn't know the language belonging to Maharashtra, but both of them can have conversation in English or Hindi. Now in India, we have the situation that our mother tongue is the first language. Hindi may be considered as second language. English may be considered as third language. But from 5th class onwards and nowadays from 1st class onwards, in most of the schools all over India, English has been introduced as one of the subjects. Now, in order to learn English, it is not necessary to hate any other language for that matter. Your love for your mother tongue is not going to be expressed by your hatred of English language. Most of the times it has been found that people criticize the use of English language or use of any other language, as we see that it's a politics. But what I feel personally as a teacher of language and literature, that language is beyond any caste, creed, religion. And as far English language is concerned, being an international language, in quote, not necessarily that it's international, but in most of the countries, it has been an official language. And once it becomes an official language, it's very easy to communicate across the table if you have a little bit command on English language. If you want to write a research paper, if you want to publish a research paper, however may be your mother tongue good, if it is an international journal, you will get an easy access to publish a research paper in an English journal as compared to other journals in your regional languages. Because regional language has its own limitations. Number of reasons are there why there are limitations to the language. So English, by and large, becomes so popular in India that unfortunately most of the villages, even the rural villages, have English medium schools. Now the quality and what is going to be exactly taught in that English medium schools across India is a very much debatable point, and that is not the issue to discuss at this platform. But it's a very sorry state to say that most of the parents feel that if my siblings go to English medium school, their English will be quite good and they can prosper in their lives at various stages of their lives. But what I personally feel that the education has to be in mother tongue, and English has an additional advantage. What is that additional advantage? That means a person knows the swimming, additional advantage. Person knows the cooking, additional advantage. Person knows how to drive a car, additional advantage. Person knows how to communicate in English, additional advantage. And that for that same purpose, we have to acquire systematically, in a planned manner, very delicately, the learning of the language. It has been said that English is the window to the world. And it's true. We Indians become familiar with European literature, German literature, French literature, French philosophers, Greek philosophers through English. If the Britishers were not been in India, India would have been something different. As English people traveled from their country to the various parts of the world, they carry their language with them. Language is culture. And they were imperialistic, no doubt. They were imperialistic, and they have had a very strong impact on the psyche where they colonized the communities. And India is one of the colonies of Britishers. And they have had a very strong impact on Indian psyche. In a post-colonial era, in a literary theory and critical theory, we talk about decolonization and erasing out the impact and influence of the Britishers. It is very easy to say, but it's very difficult to do it, because that language and the influences the Europeans and particularly Britishers have had on Indian psyche is not going to be obliterated within one stroke or at a time, instantly. It requires a lot of efforts on the parts of the native speakers to develop their own language unto that extent that the knowledge books will be available in the language. That means, for example, in Marathi, there must be the law books. In Marathi, there must be the books related to the medicine. In Marathi, there must be the books related to engineering, and students will opt for Marathi medium to be an engineer. And it's a very difficult task, which is beyond the capacity of an individual. But the community has to work out in that direction. But English is must, and a person who is well conversant English is not necessary to be an intelligent person. At the very outset of my three parts of this speech, I want to point out that the person who speaks English doesn't mean that he is an intelligent person, because to speak in any language is a skill and skill can be mastered by the practice. It doesn't require any intelligence. To write, to create, to produce, to innovate something new requires intelligence. But knowing English language, you will have plethora of knowledge from all over the world. You will read the history, philosophy, psychology, science magazines, journals, and thousands of things are available to you. And why one has to lack of this opportunity by only the fact of not knowing English? So it is essential to learn English language in order to acquire command over the language, to develop the ability to read, to develop the ability to communicate, and to develop the ability to write in that language in a quite good manner, so that any native speaker of English language will understand what you are talking about. And this is going to be done in a very systematic way, because language learning is highly related to our listening ability of that language. For example, as far Marathi as our mother tongue is concerned, I am talking about Maharashtra particularly, we learn Marathi not through grammar method. We learn Marathi by listening itself. Our neighbors, our parents, our kith and kin, and the relatives, and the people surrounding us speak every day. We listen, we grasp, we repeat, we imitate, and we learn that language. English is going to be learned in the same way. Unfortunately, English atmosphere we haven't produced in that manner in our country as far language is considered, because language study is related to the listening ability. You have to listen that language. An English teacher has to speak in English in the class, but most of times he uses the translation method, grammar method, direct method. The number of methods and pedagogies are there how to teach language and how to teach English. But generally it has been found in India and Maharashtra that in a vernacular medium, students complain that they won't understand what teacher is speaking in English. So teacher obviously get step down towards vernacular medium and explain the meaning of that English text, which is for the study, which is supposed to be explained to the students in that half an hour or 50 minutes of time slot. And students are habitual to listen the mother tongue. But what I feel personally that an English speaker has to speak in English throughout, because that is the only opportunity that students will get to listen to English, provided that he has to pronounce in a perfect manner, at least not as perfect, but up to the mark. He has to use very simple sentence constructions. He has to initiate the students to involve in the conversation, and so on. Considering all these facts, that the first point is very clear, that knowing English will be an additional advantage in the world, in the globe. So if you travel from India to any other country, if you are well conversant in English, you will not have any difficulty to communicate with a person from other country, because whatever may be the mother tongue of that person, he might be little bit conversant in English language, and your communication will take place. English in India is an official language for the communication. Now, the term which I want to discuss with you is a second language. Now, second language is English as a second language, but there are a number of terminologies are used for English language teaching in United States of America and in United Kingdom and in third world countries and so on. By and large, the meaning of that second language is that teaching English language for non-native speakers. That means whose mother tongue is different from that of English, and they are learning English language. We have the terms like English as a second language, it is called ESL. English as a foreign language, called EFL. English as an additional language, EAL. ESOL, English for speakers of other languages. TEFL, teaching English as a foreign language. TESOL, teaching English to speakers of other languages, and so on. The number of terminologies are there. and the linguisticians, grammarians, the language teachers, ELT teachers, English language teaching teachers, are debating about this. But by and large, we may consider that teaching English language to the people whose mother tongue is different and English is foreign for them. In India, we have used the term as English as a second language because the Indians by and large use too many languages. Their mother tongue may be Malayali, Kannada, Telugu, Tamil, Bengali, Marathi, Hindi as one of the national languages. Some of the states do not agree with this, but still officially Hindi is a national language and English as an international language. The means of communication is quite easy to write in English. So whether you belong to the arts faculty, commerce faculty, science faculties, medicine, law, any faculty, if you know English, it's an additional advantage. I am saying it again and again because it is essential to know the language, to know too many things. If you do not know English, nothing will happen, but you will be separated apart from most of the books of knowledge from your understanding, because most of the books in India are available in English. For example, suppose a person wants to prepare for competitive examination, and we consider for the topmost competitive examinations like Union Public Service Scheme. Now, a student who prepares for Union Public Service Scheme, UPSC has given option to all the students to appear for the exam in their vernacular medium, that 22 languages given in the Indian constitutions. But if you want to read the Indian Constitution, world history, world geography, or basic fundamental sciences, physics, chemistry, biology, the reference books are in English. At least it is very easy to understand the books that are available in English. Most of the students refer for NCERT books. NCERT books are in English. So you can't say no to the language. Again, it is necessary that I love English language doesn't mean that I hate that language. I love all the languages. Professor Ganesh Devi has done a lot of work to save the languages, indigenous languages of our country, and his work is very praiseworthy. On this platform, I want to mention him with especially. He was the professor of English literature in one of the universities at Gujarat, but later on he devoted his life to save the languages for which there is no script. Tribal people used to speak that language. There are more than 280 languages he has researched about. So to love English language doesn't mean that you have to hate your mother tongue, you have to hate your native language. All the languages are equal, all the languages are praiseworthy, but English is a threat to the most of the indigenous languages in the world. They are on the verge of extinction, and it is the responsibility of each and every individual to save their native language. So loving English language, reading English language, acquiring the skills in that language doesn't mean that you have to hate any other language or look down to a speaker who is using the vernacular language or a rural language or a dialect of his mother tongue. All languages are same, all languages are good, but English being an international language, most of the books of knowledge are available in English. It is essential and very much important to know that language. If I acquire fluency in that language to speak, to read, to write, my understanding of the world will be much more better without knowing that language. And for that purpose, it is essential for each and every individual in Maharashtra and India to know English language, to understand the world through the window of this language. If you do not read this language, you will be sans of too many things which are in this world, which are available in English, and unfortunately you are not conversant in English, so you won't understand it. So the first part deals with English as a second language and its importance, how we will acquire the language. In the second part, I will speak about the difficulties in acquiring English language. Thank you.